Welcome back to Equity TV. I'm Francis Mayer, along with Christine Din on the news desk. And it's Financial Aid Awareness Day. At least that's what you told me. That's a true story?
Today's March 2nd. So that is always the financial aid deadline. So the priority deadline for FAFSA and the Cal Grant deadline is always March 2nd.
Okay. So if you haven't filled it out yet, they need to come see you.
In our office, that classroom right across from the front financial aid counter.
I'm going to help you like you help people. Are you ready?
Okay.
There you go.
Got it?
I do.
Okay.
This is what your cousin Manny does, actually. Hi, Manny.
Hi, Manny.
Go ahead, but you work in financial aid.
Yes, and today we're doing financial aid, FAFSA, or DREAM Act workshops from 10 to noon and 3 to 6.
What does FAFSA stand for?
The free application for federal student aid.
Okay, so really there's no reason for every student not to take advantage of this.
Every student should do it, whether they have high income. In this case, particularly the veterans, if they're getting the GI Bill, definitely apply for FAFSA. You can still get the federal aid to help you out in addition to your GI Bill.
Right, and in today's economy, why not take advantage of everything you can?
Exactly.
Plus, isn't applying for financial aid part of the process to become a student worker, or is that something else?
Yes, there's the federal work-study program on campus, and the first step is doing that free financial aid application, telling us that you have an interest in working on campus. That's also your way to get a student loan if you find that you're going to need a student loan along this process.
Right, and we've all heard horror stories about student loans, but the thing is, you guys just had, I believe, student loan awareness event where you talked about how to lower. Tell me a little bit more about that.
What the goal is, we don't want to eliminate the students to be eligible for student loans. We don't want to take that resource away from students. So what we're trying to do is just educate them more to borrow responsibly, only what they need for school. Because at the community college level, if you are eligible for your free your tuition to be paid for through your Board of Governors fee waiver and your grants, there shouldn't be too much extra cost involved. But some students maybe have to cut back their hours at work or have to stop working completely. So in that case, there may be student loans, but we do just want you to borrow responsibly and repay responsibly as well.
Right, because we do have a lot of students in Bakersfield. We're a traditional town. We do things differently here.
Yes.
And there are a lot of students that I've known who are part of their family's income.
Yes.
That they help contribute.
Yes.
And there is nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But at the same time, we don't want you to think this is free money.
Yeah.
Just like, as you said, take what you need.
Yes. Don't go out and get a new tattoo. Go on spring break.
Have you heard of that?
I think I have.
Wow. Okay. And tattoos aren't cheap.
They are not cheap.
Holy smokes.
But we don't want you to use federal funds to fund that for yourself.
Right, absolutely. And the flip side of the coin is pay for your education now, and you're going to find you can afford a lot more things later in life.
Yes.
And Bakersfield College has been really good to you. You enjoy working there. What is something that makes you happy that you see happen at BC?
Oh, just a thank you from the students, or the students that are so excited to tell me they're getting an A in their class, or, I was able to pay my rent, which let me focus on studying because they got their loan on time. So it's very rewarding to see students that are so appreciative of the resources they have on campus.
Right, and you do kind of have a fun job in that, because from what I've heard, you guys say yes more than you say no.
Yes, we love to say yes.
Right, it's not it's not like you're sitting on a money bag and you get to keep it if you don't give it away. You guys want to help students out.
We want to help. We want them to be successful. Being financially comfortable in attending school is the goal, so then you can focus on the things that matter.
Right, because that is an issue. It's very difficult to do your schoolwork if you don't have time to study.
Right.
College is different than high school, as we've said many times. What is the first step to getting help at BC from financial aid?
If you are confused about the whole process, we're always open. There's a front counter that we have for students to sign into, seek help through us. But the main application process is that free application for federal student aid or the DREAM Act application. Either one, if you're eligible, you just apply. We download the application, and from that point, any sort of status that you're checking will be through their Inside BC account, which is their student assigned account.
Okay, so right now, here I am. I'm watching Equity TV, and I just hear you tell me that today's the deadline.
It's the priority deadline.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good.
This is more of a guarantee that you'll be awarded by the time this coming fall semester begins.
Okay.
Okay.
All
so
right.
if you are a student maybe just wanting to start going to school, you're not sure if you want to attend in the summer or the fall. The summer ends our 14-15 school year. So if you haven't been a current student, you want to do the 14-15 FAFSA as well as the 15-16.
So you could kill two birds with one stone.
So you want to take advantage of both.
Wow.
Do both now. Just stay on. My best advice is to stay on top of checking your status. It'll always tell you if you're missing something. It'll tell you if you're awarded something. We try to communicate as much as we can through email as well. So we like students to just make it a habit to be checking their Inside BC account under the financial aid tab.
And now, just speaking for Bakersfield College and our community in general, it really seems like we have this neat synergy working here where we have low cost of living. Mm-hmm. And BC, doggone it, per unit.
Yeah.
Is there a better bargain in education?
It's a steal.
It seriously is a steal. And you can transfer on to SC or UCLA or anything after your 2 years at BC, but you're literally burning money. You're throwing it away by not taking advantage of BC.
Yeah, and even if you, like I said, don't do the loan program, save all that for when you do transfer, if you decide to be a transfer student. Because that's where the cost will be.
And then what if I'm a returning student? I'm a non-traditional student, and I'm a 35, and I have a couple kids. Is the application process the same?
Everything's the same. You just want to start out with the FAFSA, just like any other student coming out of high school. If you were a returning student that attended BC maybe out of high school and then dropped out, you do want to check grades, make sure they're not going to affect your eligibility for financial aid. And if you're not sure how to figure out if you're eligible, anybody in our staff can help with that. So the front counter or on the phone.
So wait a second now. If you know someone graduated from high school, but they didn't have such hot grades in high school,
they're A-okay because they're a clean slate.
Oh.
They're not going to have their transfer grades. It's only from transfer grades from another college.
Oh, wow. Well, that's wonderful.
Yes.
You know what? One thing I love about doing Equity TV is we keep cutting through the bull and killing excuses that people have for not taking advantage of college, because from what you're telling me, there are a lot of opportunities out there for anybody.
Yes.
Veterans, regular student, returning student, everybody can take advantage of financial aid, but it starts, of course, with checking in with Tina and then just swinging by the financial aid desk.
Yeah, and Michelle mentioned the whole matriculation process. Add financial aid as one of the steps because you're already on campus. We're in the Student Services building. Find out what to do. And we're there.
Do you ever feel like beating your head against your desk when you meet a student who says, "Yeah, I never thought to apply for student aid"?
A little bit, because it's kind of out there, and it surprises me. Even like today, I was at the booth, and I asked every student, "Have you did your FAFSA yet? Have you done your update for your FAFSA?" So many students said no, and we have March 2nd plastered everywhere. So it's kind of, that's a little frustrating. But the fact that we're out there at least today, making sure the ones that are here today are aware of the deadline, that's what we want to make sure that they spread it.
And it's still not too late. You can still get help. Bakersfield College is a hopping place with happening people, and we want you to come up and be a part of it. And you can do that by getting financial aid and enrolling at BC, but you have to go to the financial aid office and...
And we have a website as well, so...
what is your... Well, throw it out there.
It's just under the Student Services section under Financial Aid or Bakersfield College Financial Aid.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure.
Go to bakersfieldcollege.edu, and there are 3 tabs, I think, on the right top mast. And one of those is Student Services. You click that down. You're going to see stuff that Din's talking about. You're going to see financial aid opportunities. There's a lot of stuff there on that website to help you out. I want to thank you so much for coming on Equity TV today. You're part of a team of people that just really tries to make things easier on our veterans. And you've been at the college long enough to know that things have improved.
Yes.
And we are taking great steps to serve this population of guys who are coming back from their service overseas or even stateside. And that's only going to continue. Thank you so much for being on the show today. For the entire Equity TV team, including Christine Din and Amber Chang, I am Francis Mayer. We will be back next week with more hips, tips, help, and other stuff to get you through the college experience and into the job and life that you deserve. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.